I'm originally from Grand Rapids, Michigan, and yay, I was in a sorority at a junior college. So it's not a real sorority, it's kind of a pretend sorority. It's basically a drinking group. Yeah. Girls get together so that they can drink, but they call it Sigma Alpha something. But every year in this junior college, there were contests all throughout the year for different things. Miss Bean Queen, Miss Winter Carnival Queen, Miss whomever. And it just so happened that there was a Miss Grand Rapids Junior College contest. Since I was the only one who really had a talent besides drinking, because my major was speech and theater in school, I was chosen to be the participant in the Miss Grand Rapids Junior College contest. Since my major was theater, I had a director that I was fond of who had me in a number of community plays, and he thought what would be really appropriate for my talent would to be the scene from George Bernard Shaw's Joan of Arc, where she basically goes in front of her accusers and tells them, go to hell. Burn me at the stake. Like the flames, I'm not going to be subjected to your judgment. So it was a wonderful soliloquy. It was perfect. I practiced it for months. I ended up winning Miss Grand Rapids Junior College contest. I went on to the Miss Michigan Junior College contest. I won that. I went on to the Miss Michigan contest. I won that. The problem was, the night before the Miss Michigan contest, they came to me and said, unfortunately, we've not been able to get a release from the Society of Authors in England for you to do this soliloquy on television because it's patented. So you have to change your talent. This is the night before the televised contest. They also said, we think you might have a chance of winning, so you really do have to do something. We can't just pass you up and not televise your talent, because everyone would be going, well, what happened to that girl? How did she win and we didn't get to see her talent? Because they knew I wasn't going to win it in 4-inch heels and a one-piece bathing suit walking down the runway, because I didn't have that kind of stature. But anyway, so they came to me and said, what you can do is one of these two pieces, because this is a local author, and she'll give you permission to do these on television. And I didn't really care for either one of them, but I really didn't have much of a chance. So I picked the lesser of two evils and performed this particular piece. The caveat was that once I won with that at the Miss Michigan pageant, I had to use it for the Miss America pageant as well. And it wasn't my favorite piece, but I accepted my fate. But in the meantime, we are now celebrating the Miss Michigan pageant, and we're on a float, going down the main highway in Detroit, Michigan. And I have my two runners up, and there's me, and I'm sitting up on this dais, and there's this whole big float. And my mother is in the crowd, and I see her, and we're approaching her. And everyone is waving and cheering and saying hello, and she's going. And I'm like, what the heck, Mom? Why aren't you just waving at me? What are you doing this for? And she's doing this, and she's doing this. And I'm like, what? And I turn around, and the entire back of the float is on fire. At this point, all I can see is smoke, but I know there's flames. Where there's smoke, there's fire, right? And so I'm saying to the girls, we need to get off this float now. And so I'm like, stand up. And there's a crowd cheering us on, so they can't hear me all that well. So they stand up, and with that, all three of us go running to the front of the float, at which point the back end starts to tip up. And I'm thinking, this is not good, okay? I can see what's going to happen ultimately. And I'm like, no, this is not good. And so the three of us are sort of trying to get to the front of the float. And I'm like, this is the only choice I have. And I turn around, I'm running back into the flames in the back of the float. And I was like, it really is Joan of Arc. I really have managed to become the woman. running back so that the float will level out. And finally, they came and rescued us and took us off the float. Ultimately, I went to the Miss America pageant. I did perform the piece that I performed for the Miss Michigan pageant and ended up with $2,500. This is 1960. Thank you. This is 1969. And had I not gotten that $2,500, I would not have been able to finish my college education, to which I became a secondary education teacher and taught speech and theater.